haven't gotten to talk to you since, well, really the season ended.
Yeah.
But what was the NBA draft process like, and what did you learn most through that process?
The NBA draft process was, I feel like it was really good for me. I did it with the intentions of coming back, but I really just went to, get some feedback and see where I was at, with like other guys that was going to be staying in the draft. And, it was good for me to just get feedback from the teams, knew what I needed to work on, what I need to improve on, and stuff like that for this next upcoming year.
What are the main things you're going to emphasize after going through that?
Definitely shooting and just trying to get my weight up, actually, just get more stronger so I could play more physical and stuff like that.
Do you have a desired weight in mind?
Probably like around 220, 225. Around like 220. 225 is a bit much, but like 220. Yeah.
How much has your role changed? I mean, you come in fairly fresh to basketball, and you come into a divisional program, and now you're kind of the dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, it's cool and all, but main focus, like when I went, especially like at the NBA draft, like the feedback wasn't, we need you to score more or, do stuff like that. So, I mean, I definitely just want to make sure I'm still here being a team player, even though I might be the quote-unquote guy or whatnot. I just, still want to come here and play team basketball and, help my team win.
You mentioned team basketball, but how has it come along? Obviously, you guys got some new guys in the fold. What's it been like working with them, and as you guys are getting ready to go on this overseas trip?
It's been really good working with the new guys. We got a lot of new talent. I feel like we have more depth. I think Coach trying to get like 2 more guys, but I think we'll be really good. Going into Israel, because we've still been figuring stuff out, working on playing together and stuff like that. But I think we'll be pretty good.
What's it been like? I mean, different this summer as opposed to last summer when you guys have not nearly as many guys as you do now on the roster. You said you still look for 2 more guys, but I mean, you hardly had enough to go 5-on-5, and now you actually have obviously a full team. What's it been like this summer as opposed to last summer?
It's been definitely better. We played a lot of pickup games, like early on, because we had more guys here, so that's been good. But the chemistry that we've been building, like we do a lot of stuff on the weekends and just hang out with each other a lot. So I feel like the chemistry is pretty good. So I think that helps.
Well, what was it like playing against the B.J. Johnsons and the Dean Wades of the world? Did you enjoy that experience?
Most definitely. It was good. Those are the older guys. They're in the places that we want to be at, and so it was good to pick their brains and ask them questions and just compete against them. That was really good for us.
How much? It's a hard question, I guess. How much stronger do you feel like you are now as opposed to like when the season ended last?
I definitely feel like I'm stronger mentally and physically. Just because I've been trying to hit the weight room a lot. Still working on like gaining the weight, but definitely been working.
What's your impressions of Columbus so far?
Columbus?
Arthur?
Kaluma?
That's my guy. Yeah, I actually worked out with him with the Celtics. Yeah, so my first workout was with the Spurs, and then from the Spurs, so I went from San Antonio to Boston, and yeah, he was in Boston. Yeah. So me and him worked out together, and like we was just talking and stuff like that about like schools, stuff like that. Cause I was telling him that I was going back. He was telling me that he was transferring, and it's so crazy too because we transferred. So after the workout in Boston, me and him got on the same flight to go work out for the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, so he worked out with the Nets the next day. I had a day off. I worked out the following day. And so we was just talking and stuff like that. And he was telling me about, K-State and stuff. And it's crazy now that me and him are now teammates.
How does he fit into what you guys are doing, would you say?
He fits really good. He's versatile. He's about 6'7", 6'8", and he can put on the floor. He can shoot it well, defend, and so I think he helps a lot. And that's my roommate too. So, yeah.
Good roommate?
Yeah, most that.
How many NBA teams did you end up working out for?
I worked out with 7. So I worked out with the Spurs, the Celtics, the Nets, and then I had like a week off, and then I went, I think like the Hornets, Jazz, Bucks, and in Portland. Trailblazers. Yeah.
Was there ever any thought that, hey, maybe I kind of like this, and maybe I'm not going to come back to school? Did that ever cross your mind?
No, I definitely did because a lot of my workouts went pretty good. So that was definitely a thought. But I just felt like, one more year wouldn't hurt, especially 'cause, I'm new to like this whole basketball. So I'm like, well, one more year is not going to hurt. So.
What about Tyler Perry? What's kind of stood out to you about him since you started playing with him?
Tyler Perry, it's so crazy too with Tyler Perry. I played against Tyler Perry like 3 years ago when me and him were in JUCO.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we was both in JUCO. We played in Hutchinson, Kansas, in the Final Four in the tournament. Me and him played against each other, and they beat us, and they ended up winning the whole JUCO national tournament that year. He was with Coffeyville, and so it's crazy to see now that we're teammates. But Tyler Perry's been pretty good. He's been really good since he came here. He can shoot it really well, very crafty, really good point guard, really good leader too, as well.
How hard has it been for the freshmen, or have they adapted pretty quickly, or somewhere in the middle?
I think the freshmen have adapted pretty well. I mean, us as some of the guys returning, we've try to welcome them with open arms. We bring them everywhere. Try to get them, try to get them familiar with some of the concepts before we even started practice. Like when we was doing the pickups. No problem. But when we was doing the pickups, I feel like we was getting them, familiar with some of the concepts and stuff like that. And so I feel like our freshmen will be really good.
When you first heard about the trip to the Middle East, what did you think about it?
I was like, wow, that's gonna be a long flight. Yeah, most definitely. I was like, that's gonna be a long flight. 12 hours is insane. I'm like, wow, I don't even know what I'm gonna do for 12 hours. But I definitely. It's going to be wonderful, to go out to Israel. I mean, never been out there. I was never even been a thing on my bucket list, but definitely going to be cool to go out there and then go to Abu Dhabi. That's going to be cool. So blessed, just, blessed to travel like this, People come from where I come from, you don't really get to travel a lot. So that'd definitely be a cool experience. Most stuff.
We just learned that you played junior college basketball against Naquan. What was that experience?
Right down the road. It was fun. Of course, I didn't know him at the time, except for the scouting report. But, that's somebody that's been on my radar, of course, since that Final Four game. And Naquan has always been a special talent. And, it's on full display now. And it's funny how we meet here. After battling like we did in that game 3 years ago. And so just to be on the same team now, to get the experience and chase the same dream, I'm excited.
What's it been like for you so far here?
It's been fun. I love Manhattan. It's funny, though, like I said, I never thought I'd be back in Kansas, but, being right down the road, again, from Coffeyville, from where it all started, I'm super excited. And it just shows God has a plan for all of us, and life comes full circle. And for me to be, back here in Kansas, and it just shows, you got to continue to work hard, and I'm just glad to be here.
What does Tyler Perry bring to this team?
My IQ for sure, leadership, veteran experience. I know I haven't been to the dance yet, and that's something that Quan and Cam, are helping me up to speed with. That experience they have that, but just being able to stretch the floor with my shooting, and just being a voice in the locker room. It's the biggest thing. Is everything that I can do impact off the court would be the biggest thing for this team, because we're young, pretty young, and so that's the on-court things is going to happen. Whatever happens out there is going to happen. So biggest thing for me is, taking a bigger step in my leadership role and helping these young guys understand that this road isn't easy. And I'm trying to get to somewhere there first time being. So, and that's, like I said, that's what Cam and Quan is helping me on. And, I'm excited.
What's been the biggest transition for you going from North Texas to Kansas State?
Definitely the pace of the game. As y'all know, at North Texas, we were the slowest team in the country. So definitely the pace of the game. That's a first for me. And but with the coaching staff that we have and the teammates that I have, they're making it so much easier for me. So adjustment hasn't been too much of a big deal, because like I said, they make everything so much easier for me with my coaches and teammates. But I would say, yeah, the pace of the game.
Is it more fun being in a fast-paced offense?
Absolutely. Every shot isn't weighing down on you. and that's no knock on, you know, my old coach's philosophy because, you know, obviously it worked out for us. But I think being in a system like that, every shot can weigh down on you. Every shot becomes more critical. And now you get to play loose and free and, you know, take a couple, you know, more difficult shots or quicker in the shot clock. And I think it allows people to be who they are on the floor. And so it makes the game a lot more fun.
So take me back to the postseason last year. You guys are obviously in the NIT. Did you watch K-State at all? Did you know that maybe that was your last season at North Texas and you were going to transfer? And did any of what K-State did in the postseason have any kind of implication on you to come here?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the game. So not only did I watch K-State, I watched everybody. But, of course, watching Marquise Noel put on the show he did, it's hard not to be drawn to that. And, you know, me and Reem stayed in touch all the time, regardless if it was about basketball, about life. You know, that's somebody that I'll talk to the rest of my life. And so I've always rooted for Reem and Coach Perry. You know, he's a close family member. And so it's always been love for me, you know, being around here because I already had ties. And so it was easy to be a fan of the program. And it wasn't really that I was looking forward to, you know, looking down the road at transferring at anything. At the moment, I was focused on North Texas and, you know, finishing the job in NIT. And I think, you know, that ended up why we ended up successful because, you know, we didn't allow outside noises or outside things to, you know, creep into our circle. And so I waited for the season was over to deal with all of that. And I think I ended up making the best decision for me.
Tell me a little bit about your game. Do you say you're more of a pass-first point guard or shoot-first point guard?
I think I do whatever the team needs. If I'm open, I'm going to shoot it for sure. But just like I said, whatever the team needs, I think I can do it all when it comes to, you know, passing or scoring. And I have to get so much better when it comes to my passing. Being in the Big 12, you know, reads are going to have to be quicker, and I'm going to have to make decisions better. I'm playing against world-class athletes now every night, not just maybe 2 or 3 nights out of a season. So when it comes to that aspect of my game, I know I'm going to have to get a whole lot more better. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
I got to ask you about the differences between Coffeyville, Kansas, and Manhattan, Kansas. They're in the same state, completely different. So when you came here on your visit, were you a little surprised that Manhattan wasn't just flat and full of nobody like Coffeyville was?
Yeah, so I had been out to, you know, is it Cloud County? Yeah, so I had been out here a couple of times. I haven't been in Manhattan, but, you know, I've been out this way a little bit. I've been to I can't think of the school, not Cloud, but Barton. I've been out there, so it was definitely a surprise to see buildings and you know, cities when I came out here. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. Coffeyville kind of starstruck me a little bit. I come from a small town in Oklahoma, so it wasn't too bad when I got to Coffeyville, but seeing another side of Kansas was definitely, other than Kansas City, was definitely was a shock.
What's your impressions of the freshmen on this group?
Oh man, Day, I've taken him under my wing. You know, I would just start with him. He's so talented and has so much. Just look out for him in the next couple of years. That kid has so much that, you know, he's gonna improve on in the next couple of months and years. And, you know, I'm super excited just to see where he's gonna do. And then you have McCaleb, who's a freak of nature, who can jump over the backboard. And then, you know, you have RJ, a sharpshooter. And, you know, once RJ's confidence, you know, gets to where it needs to be, look out for him also. And we have a very good freshman class. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about them because they're not top 15, top 10 in the country, as we all know. But they have grit and they have something to them. And, you know, and they play hard on every possession and they're willing to give themselves. And when you got that in freshmen, you can take a chance on them. I'm super excited to see them grow.
With all of that said, you've been around a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
in different places and what have you. What does this trip mean for this team to have 3 opportunities to play where maybe you wouldn't in some years?
It's going to be super big. This is my first time actually going overseas, my first foreign trip. So, you know, feels like I'm a freshman too when it comes to this. But anytime we get to play early before the season starts or, scrimmages before the season starts. I think it helps the team in so many different ways. What I've learned over the last couple of years is that the more you can be on the floor together, getting up and down, the more you can gel. You start to figure each other out a whole lot more and get to, get comfortable with each other's games. And so, like, now being in real positions to play real games and scoreboard and real refs, like, it's going to give us, time to actually see each other compete and how we compete, who wants to win more. And I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a super great experience, and I'm excited.
What's the dynamic like with you and Cam in that backcourt together?
I personally think we had the best shooting backcourt in the country. I seen that dude light it up just yesterday in our scrimmage versus the Vets, and it ain't many times I've been in practices where I've been outshot. And this summer, Cam has gotten me more times than I like, and I haven't been real too happy about it. But just to be able to look over and see that, I was amazed. Became a fan instantly, and like I said, it hasn't happened too many times in my career. And now, like, I have somebody to look over my shoulder when I'm in a shooting drill or anything like that. And I like to think, I'm one of the better shooters in the country. And, when you got somebody on your side like that, I think we'll be tough to guard.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but your original plan was to play D2 basketball, right?
Yeah.
And then at JUCO. Do you remember when the first time a D1 school came in and said, we'd like to offer you a scholarship?
Yeah, so I was actually going to go to Central Missouri, right down the road, and when I was coming out of high school. And my dad is actually the one that stopped me and said, like, we're going to try the JUCO route first. And then, of course, my 2 years at JUCO. And Cal State Bakersfield was my first Division I offer. And I was actually headed back to Coffeyville to start my sophomore year. And I remember being on a highway. I'll never forget it. And they called me and was like, we're going to offer you. And, of course, they tried to get me to commit that day. But yeah, I'll always remember it. And I'm super thankful. And I've enjoyed my journey. And I've loved it, every bit of it. And I wouldn't change it for anything. And if I could do it all over, I'd probably do the same way.
Any part of the trip you're looking forward to most?
Definitely, I'm super big in my faith. So definitely being able to see where Jesus walked, laid his head, prayed, and all the above when it comes to that. Basketball is going to stop at some point. And at the end of the day, who I am when I put this ball down and, when I ascend to heaven one day, I'll have to answer for everything that I did here. So biggest thing for me is growing my faith when I go over here, be able to see, my monumental things and be able to actually be in a place where, Jesus touched earth and changed the world. And so for me, that's the biggest thing. The basketball thing takes a back seat when my faith comes into play. So biggest thing for me is being able to really be in a place where everything started for me.
Is it true that you can kind of keep up with Tyler Perry when it comes to shooting the basketball?
Honestly, I'm a better shooter, but yeah. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, yeah, we go at it.
He said that he feels like you two have a chance to be two of the best shooters in the country. What's it been like being able to work with him this summer?
It's been good. I feel like in a way he made me a better shooter. Just watching him shoot and just watching his work, I want to match his energy. So, yeah, I've been in here too.
How much time have you worked on your shot since the end of last season, Cam? I'm just curious about that.
A whole lot. Yeah, a whole lot. Now it's more, I know last year was more like catch and shooting, but like I know now it's going to be like more off the dribble or, catching on the move and shooting. It's going to be different. So I've been working a lot. Yeah.
What's the next step you think for both you and this team moving forward?
I'm sorry, I saw a fly. You can repeat that question.
What would you say is the next step for you and this team moving forward?
The next step for the team, I think, just growing our chemistry, keep playing together. I feel like this foreign tour is going to help us connect better. And next step for me is just, being a leader. Kind of right now I lead by example, not by voice, and I just need to, let them hear my voice more.
What have your first impressions been on the two new guys with two new transfers anyway, with Tyler and Arthur?
They dogs, and they pros, and they want to win.
What's it been like trying to take that leadership role? Obviously, you had Key and Marquise last year, who were two pretty big leaders. But have you kind of decided, like, you're going to try and maybe not fill that role as a leader, but step up the leadership a little bit? You talked about it a little bit, but especially vocally.
Yeah. It's the biggest thing with being a leader is being consistent, and I think that's just the biggest thing. That's the most important thing, just being consistent. And if you're gonna say something, you got to do it too. So yeah.
Cam, the experience that you had last year, how can that help you moving forward? I know you're a different player. Obviously, you've made a lot of strides, but going through that, seeing that team grow, how does that help you going into this season?
It just puts a chip on my shoulder because I know we were right there, and it makes me not take any game for granted, and yeah, that's really it. Just put a big chip on my shoulder because I've been there before and I know what it takes now.
What did you learn most from Marquise?
I still keep in contact with Marquise, so I'm still learning from him actually. But I feel like the biggest thing is just being consistent and staying in the gym and perfecting my craft. I think that's been the biggest thing though.
What about leadership?
Yeah, and yeah, that too. Being a leader, like I said, you gotta bring it every day and be consistent at it.
And then last thing, what are you looking forward to the most on the trip?
Not the sun for sure. The biggest thing, I don't know. It still don't feel real to me that I'm actually like going to Israel. Like it's like, I didn't all the way process it.
So how's it going so far? Being here?
It's been real good. Getting to know my teammates and coaches. Practice has been real competitive, so I'm enjoying my time here.
Is it a little strange? I mean, nobody's on campus. You guys have been here for a while. Are you ready for classes to start and all the fun stuff that comes with being a college student?
Yeah, it's a little strange right now. I mean, I wouldn't say strange. It just get like a little boring when you're not on the court and stuff. But when you're on the court, everything fine. So I'll be chilling for real.
You come in, and then you're part of this group now going over to Israel. Did you know about that when, I guess it just came out, but like when you found out about that, what was your reaction when you found out you were going to go halfway across the world before you even take a college class?
Oh, yeah, I was very excited, especially Israel. There's a lot of history behind that. So me going down there, I'm trying to learn about new stuff, new things, and just going down there with an open mind.
What's the transition being away from home for the first time and being here like? You felt like that's gone okay?
Yeah, it's going pretty decent. I mean, Chicago ain't nothing really like Chicago, big city, a lot of stuff to do. But like, really, it just keep me more focused being down here. I can really lock in, go to the gym whenever I want. So I really enjoy it down here.
You had an opportunity to scrimmage against some former players here in the last few days. What was that experience like for you?
Just learning experience, getting used to the speed, strength, playing against pros and stuff. So, it's always good getting used to playing against them.
Did you feel like you did?
I think I did real good.
I think you did too.
Yeah.
You obviously get a chance to interact with some of these guys on a daily basis. What's your living situation like? Who's your roommate, and how kind of based going off what White said, what's it been like adjusting?
My roommate RJ, it be cool. Ain't nothing too much for real. We just be chilling and playing the game.
And how did that come about? Did you know you guys were gonna live together? And
Nah, I didn't know that.
What's it been like working? I mean, you, RJ, and Caleb. How do you guys think you've assimilated in?
Yeah, I think we doing real good. Getting up shots when we supposed to, putting the extra work in, working together as freshmen. We always got to stay on the same side. So we just got to work together and get through it.
What do you think can provide this season for Kansas State?
Getting my teammates involved, defense, scoring, really everything, whatever the coach need me to do.
You seem like a guy who lives in the gym. Is that accurate?
Yeah, for sure.
What draws you to basketball the most, would you say?
I mean, I've been playing since I was like 4 years old, so I've been doing this all my life, so it ain't really nothing new for real, so, yeah.
If you had to describe yourself as a player, how would you do that? What would you tell fans you?
Like who I play like?
Yeah.
I say like Kyrie Irving, Darius Garland.
Perry said he's kind of taking you under his wing. What's that been like, and what have you learned from him?
Yeah, I learned a lot from him. He told me a little hint on this like jump shot stuff, like when somebody close out on you and their hands down, just shoot it.
because they not really contested for real. And he said, like, a lot of guards in the league and stuff like that, they close out like that. So if you see them close like that, just let it go.
You came to a few games last year. You've seen what Brentwood is like full. How excited are you? I know you still got a ways away, but for everybody to be here and play in front of the fans.
I don't think I came into no games last year.
Well, you were at football games.
Yeah, I went to the football.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
kind of just envisioning that, moving over to the basketball side. How excited are you?
I'm really excited to get to know the fan base. A lot of people in the crowd, that turned me up. So I love a lot of people in the crowd. Make me go crazy.
What was it like to score 65 points in a game? I'm
Man,
sure you've been asked that about 10,000 times.
Yeah.
But what was that like?
I just came out, seen like the first 5 go in. I think I had like 28 or 29 in the first quarter. So then my coach is just like, just go for the record. And then that's what I did. Went for the record.
Is there any part of the trip that you're looking forward to the most?
Walking the path Jesus walked. I don't know. Experienced that.
How long do you think it'll take you before you're fully ready to play college basketball?
I think I'm ready now. Yeah, I think I'm ready now.
Was there any adjustment you had to make going from high school to college?
Getting stronger for sure. Phil got me right now, so I gained like 10, 12 pounds since I've been here, so yeah.
How much more do they want you, or how much more do you want to gain before the season starts, or are you where you need to be at?
I think they trying to get me to 200. I'm not sure though. Yeah.
You walk past that big picture on the wall. He also was from Chicago, Jacob Pullen. You have any? Well, I'm sure you're a little bit too young to remember him, but like anybody told you a little bit about him and
Yeah.
some of the Chicago guard. So
Yeah, I heard a lot about him. We was supposed to get in the gym this summer, but it's things that go as planned. But we probably gonna get in the gym soon, yeah.
well, anything else you say?
Who was the 65-point game against? Do you remember? I guess it doesn't matter. Really.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Exactly right.
Yeah, they remember. So
I have it somewhere, Wyatt.
You do?
I just,
Okay.
I wrote his bio just a couple days ago and put it in there. I can't remember off the top of my head.
What kind of motivated you to take Kansas State when you had probably plenty of options?
Definitely Coach Tang and the group that he, brought over here with him. It's a great staff. Be able to play on great players like Cam, Naquan, Tyler Perry. I feel like it was a great opportunity.
Naquan kind of said you guys had a lot of interactions during like NBA workouts and stuff. Did he kind of play a part in you picking K-State?
Definitely. I feel like the workout that we shared together was with the Celtics. And, man, he's an extreme athlete. He's an even better teammate, just watching how he operated in the workout. And he definitely played a major part in me coming over here.
How much role did the style that K-State plays? It seems to fit you. How much role did that play in your choice?
A lot. Before I made the decision, I was on Synergy. I watched a lot of Keontae's minutes and how they used him, and I feel like I could fit in pretty well.
What's been the biggest difference for you going from Creighton to Kansas State?
Just the culture. I feel like I'm surrounded by, a lot of good people who really want me to succeed and do good. I had the same thing at Creighton, but I feel like the level over here is just a little bit different.
What's your preferred spot on the floor? Is it the 3? Could you be a stretch 4?
I like to figure myself as a basketball player. Like, you could plug me in anywhere and I'll be able to give you good minutes. My personal preference, I'll probably be 3-4.
Tell me a little bit about the experience. You talked about sharing that with Naquan with the Celtics, but overall for you, what did you feel were the positives that you got out of testing the waters?
A confidence booster, honestly, being able to go against guys that are sought out after that level, and that's the level that you want to aspire to be at, or that I aspire to be at, and being able to go against them and do well. After your first good NBA workout, you're like, man, I don't want to ever come back to school. But, every path is different, and I'm willing to do my time.
Was there ever a point, Arthur, where you thought about hanging in there and going and staying in?
Oh, my mindset going into it was I was going to stay in.
Okay.
But I didn't want to undersell myself or cut myself short.
You've been a part of NCAA tournament teams in the past, teams that have advanced to the NCAA tournament before. How does this roster, from what you've seen so far, kind of compare?
I feel like we have a different mixture of guys. We got a lot of scorers. We got a lot of talented freshmen. And getting to that level, getting to the Elite Eight, Final Four, I really feel like, it's a team bond more than anything. I mean, coaching and play style, everything that goes into it. But I feel like if you're able to go onto the court and you know that the guys to the left and the right of you know the game plan and going to succeed in doing the game plan, because Coach Tang's a great coach, I feel like we have a great chance.
What's it been like for you coming in here and obviously seeing Utah? You mentioned Keontae. From a leadership role, are you somebody who comes in right away and tries to be a leader? If not, who have you kind of seen step up in that kind of role?
Well, I mean, our two returners, Cam and Quan, they're good leaders on the court, great leaders on the court. I feel like my role would be, just come in, bring energy, communicate, share the knowledge that I have for playing basketball. It's kind of weird shifting from being the young one on the team to being, you're the vet now. But I'll just come in and I'll try to do my best and help the young guys get to where they want to get to in life too.
Is there anything specific the coaching staff did on your visit here that made you come in so fast, or did you just kind of have it in your mind going in, this is where you want to be?
From the Zoom call, actually, it was like I was talking to family, having Coach Tang, my mom, my whole family on the phone, on the Zoom call, and felt like it was just going to be the best fit, especially when we got here and saw how they treated us. We went had dinners at Coach's house, and just the environment, it just felt right for me.
The transfer portal is obviously a crazy place.
Mm-hmm.
The recruitment specifically for you in the transfer portal versus coming out of high school, was that stressful for you? And I mean, what was that whole experience like?
It was interesting. I was kind of thankful for it because Creighton, I wanted to be able to go and play right away, and Creighton had lost their whole starting five. I was thankful for that, but going into the transfer portal again after I tested the waters, it was like I was being recruited again, back in my senior year. And I never really liked the recruitment process as a whole, but K-State made it fun.
What would you say, maybe I'll say it a different way, how do you describe what it's like playing for this staff on a daily basis?
It's family, It makes me want to go out there and give my 100% every single time I'm out on the court. And that's just so important for a basketball player to have the confidence in their coaching staff to know that, they want the best for you. And from there, it's just bouncing the ball and putting it in the hoop.
What's the most difficult part of taking this group and making them a quality team between now or when you got here and when the season actually starts?
I feel like the most difficult part would just be, understanding people have roles. We have a lot of talent on the team, and at some point people are going to feel like, they could contribute more, or they feel like they could contribute more now. But understanding the team aspect of it and where we want to get to, the sacrifice that people have to make, I feel that's probably going to be a little more difficult just because of the talent that we have.
Do you have any idea what the competition will be like when you get to Israel and Abu Dhabi?
I have no idea. I do have experience playing overseas, and I'm excited to be back with the little molten balls again. Yeah.
One question for me. Is there any part of the trip that you're looking most forward to?
I mean, going to see the city of David. My family's very religious, Christianity-wise, and I feel like being able to go to a historical place like that with so much history and be where Jesus was in his final moments as well is Golden Gardens, Yosemite, all that. It's going to be a surreal experience. That 12-hour flight, though, I'm not looking forward to that. No.
That's a long, long flight.
That's a long flight, man.
Yeah.